y'all, it's Tate, and this is Bookish Constellations. Today we're doing my Sea of Monsters video, which should have come out a week ago. We've been knew that I am a disaster. Also, I'm wearing a Star Trek shirt to do a Percy Jackson video, but it's fine. It's fine. Today, as with all my videos, I am going to do a little baby review, my thoughts on Sea of Monsters, and then I'm going to do my other half of the video, which I'm excited about, which is that I made a bunch of Percy Jackson TikToks that are almost all related to Sea of Monsters. Because for anyone who is reading the series for the first time, I didn't want to spoil them for later books. This was supposed to be at the beginning, so if the light is different, it's because I forgot to film at the beginning. But I did want to say, I am not trying to make these TikToks blindly, because I do recognize that the people who are in charge of TikTok are shit. There's like homophobia and transphobia and a lot of other issues within the company and within how they manage TikTok. And I don't want it to seem like I endorse that. But I also want to note that, like, first of all, some people, TikTok is the only place where they can get a certain community. That might be a place that queer people can go on where they don't have any other online space or physical space to be openly queer about things. And also just to remember that all social media is run by pieces of shit who are in one way or another homophobic, transphobic, racist, ableist, all other types of shit. So TikTok is not unique in that. They do have some very specific issues that other social medias do not, but I just wanted to put that out there. Fuck transphobes and homophobes and racists and ableists. With that being said, I did still make TikToks. Make of that what you will. I'm gonna do the little mini review first and then go into the TikToks. So if you don't care about my thoughts about Sea of Monsters, which would be valid, you can just skip there. I'll put the timestamp on the screen. So, my thoughts on Sea of Monsters. I still fucking loved this book. This book, I feel like I had forgotten a lot more of this book than what I had forgotten versus remembered with Lightning Thief. I did forget some things with Lightning Thief, but I forgot so many little things with Sea of Monsters, to be real with you. What I remembered was my baby Tyson, and I remembered that at one point they were on a ship with Clarice. And I remembered the guinea pig thing because so important. And I remembered obviously Grover almost getting married to a Cyclops. And that's honestly all I remembered. I forgot about more of the context around Cersei. I forgot about exactly what happened when they went through Scylla and the other sister. I remember those were there, but I couldn't remember what they did with those. I forgot that they got captured by Luke several times. I forgot about the siren scene, which I'm going to talk about in a second. I forgot all about Tantalus. Obviously, I remembered like the end with Talia. But I did forget a lot of things, which meant that this, in some ways, was a little like getting to read it the first time, which was so much fun. And I really, really enjoyed it. This one just had so much adventure. It did still definitely have the formula of we run into a monster, we fight the monster, we run on. But I think that that wasn't bad, especially because this is Greek mythology retelling, and Greek mythology, that's basically a lot of what it is. Heroes fight just monster after monster until they get to their goal. That's usually what quests are. So I don't think that that is a flaw. Some people might still not enjoy it. Since I'm recording and uploading this so late, I've already had time to watch some of my other co-hosts' videos, including Miriam's, and Miriam talked about how this was a really close Odyssey retelling, and that kind of could like detract from the story for some people because it is so similar. I've never read the Odyssey. I want to, but I never have, so that didn't affect me at all. But I just wanted to like mention it. I loved seeing how the plot and everything progressed, that we got to see more of Luke and his backstory and more of the stuff around Kronos and how he's planning on doing things. We got a little bit of higher stakes, more of Grover and Percy's friendship, and we got to see their emotional link now. Although I will say, it's so funny that Grover was like, hey dude, I need help. Also, you might die if I die. Best friends, right? Best friend goals. Although, honestly, kind of, yeah. Two things that I think are important to mention in this story. The first is that there is a scene with Clarice where her dad, Ares, comes in a vision. There's an implication that if she didn't complete the quest properly that she was going to be punished, possibly physically. So I just wanted everyone to be aware of that. And the other thing I wanted to be aware of is that the R slur does get used in this book. A known kind of like bully uses it against Tyson in a demeaning way. And Percy tries to defend Tyson, but he defends him by saying he's not R slur. So I just want everyone to be aware that that is in the book. It's very early on in the book and it doesn't get used again, but I felt that was really important to mention, especially for neurodivergent people who are going into this book. Okay. Persebeth. Can we all just agree that Persebeth? They had so much development in this book. They got to do so much. Last time it was them and Grover, and this time it was them and Tyson. And for a lot of the book, Tyson's not with them, so it is very much a journey with just Annabeth and Percy. And so we get to see them interacting and growing together and knowing how to fight things together and getting to see kind of how they react to situations differently and how they help each other through that. You get to see such a both sweet but also funny moment with like the whole guinea pig thing, you know, that Annabeth was willing to save Percy, and not just like to save him like from a monster the way they've done all the time, but against an offer from Cersei to be able to become immortal, to be able to have some of the things that she's wanted all her life, like her hubris kind of thing, and she gave that up to save Percy. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I cannot believe that I managed to forget the siren scene. I don't know. Wow, that was powerful. First of all, the way that scene is written is so good. It was so like cinematically written, and it was so like dramatic and powerful, and like seeing Annabeth struggle so much. It felt so in character for Annabeth to like want to hear the sirens. And I love that Percy didn't really try to stop her. Like, he supported her, but he's like, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure you're safe, but I also don't want to stop you from this thing because I can tell it's important to you. And then when you know she's in danger, Percy's like, well, it's time to abandon ship, jump into the water, go after her, you know, towards the human-eating sirens. So cute. Oh, I'm so soft. And then when he like gets her and like, he like gets her and brings her down and like gets the little bubble so that they're safe, and then she just starts crying and he holds her. It's so cute. It's so cute. Y'all, it is so pure. And like, the wonderful thing about this is there's still at a point where it doesn't have to have anything romantic, and that doesn't make it any less powerful at this point. Yes, this is a journey of them becoming romantic, but at this point it's not like, it doesn't seem lesser because it doesn't have like technically romantic implications. It's just as powerful that they're friends holding each other and protecting each other like that, and that is so powerful and makes me want to sob my eyes out, and I probably will as soon as I'm not on camera. I also loved seeing, you know, we got more of Annabeth's backstory, and we also got to see Annabeth grow with like, you know, not trusting Tyson at the beginning for honestly pretty fair reasons, and then Annabeth growing and realizing that Tyson is not as bad, being able not only to like get over some of her prejudice against all Cyclopes because of what happened, but also that she was able, like, my wonderful girl, that she who has like trauma around Cyclopes was not only willing to go on a quest that involved fighting a Cyclops, she was also willing originally to go by herself to fight Polyphemus, however you pronounce his name, when she has such a deep fear of Cyclopes, and only didn't because Percy was like, absolutely fucking not, we do this together, bitch, I'll just hang on the bottom of a sheep. I love him. Oh, and the ending, so well done, so dramatic, so cinematically written, so powerful with like the build-up of the suspense, with like the huge impact and like the lead up and like him realizing and then you're getting named. Oh, it's so well done. I was living for that ending. That's all I have to say about Sea of Monsters. I loved it, obviously. Here are the TikToks that I made. Some of them are very canon. Some of them have a little bit of Ed canon, also known as Clarice is a lesbian, but that's like canon, like I don't know what you're talking about. A couple of them are cursed, especially one, and you will know which one is cursed. I think it's one of the first ones. That one TikTok I have like 3 different bloopers for because it was so difficult to try to do that cursed of a video without losing it. Ooh. I know sometimes when people have made like making bookish TikToks, they've gone like one by one of what they did, but that would take a fucking long time because I made like 30 of them. Also, I didn't like make a TikTok just to do this. I already had a TikTok. I already do shit on there. This just meant that I just spammed my very few followers with like 30 Percy Jackson videos. But honestly, it's what we all deserve. So, here are my Sea of Monsters Percy Jackson TikToks. Roll footage.
La la la, whatever, la la la, it doesn't matter, la la la, oh well, la la la, we're going at it tonight.
Nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
If you ever have a problem with a man, just fucking eat him. All men are little soup boys, chompa chompa.
Listen, I'm baby. That's it. Period, bitch.
Good responses to getting stabbed with a sword. Rude. That's fair. Not again. Are you gonna want this back or can I keep it?
I've taken a controversial pill that will accelerate my brain. So you're smart now. I'm stupid. Faster.
What the fuck I'm supposed to say? Now, I'm not saying that I want you to tuck me in. I'm saying that, hypothetically, if you were to come up to me while I was laying in bed and push the blankets underneath me so I was real nice and snug, then I would probably murder somebody for you.
Does this look like a face that will survive prison?
Hey, you're wearing a flannel. You're not a lesbian, are you?
Prepare for trouble!
Make it double!
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Oh my God. Jesus. Do you like it?
Sometimes you can choose to not be a dick. Yes. Thank you.
But I cannot hide in hills of California. Because these hills have eyes and I got paranoia. I hurt myself sometimes. Is that too scary for you? Watch me.
I guess it's never really over. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe you'll be coming over again. And I have to get over you all over again.
I would say my best quality is my fuck you attitude. And I know you're thinking, don't you mean can do attitude? And no, I do not.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
It's ours! Back off! I'm the only one here with the technology to decode the files! And we're the only ones here with the files to be decoded! And I'm... I don't know!
And then I go, you were a sloppy bitch! And I threw it at him, and then everybody was like, sloppy bitch? And even he was like, sloppy bitch?
21 minutes until I gotta go, so I told that girl I'm gonna slaughter
Hey baby, won't you look my way? I can be your new addiction.
You know, you should really watch what you eat.
Okay.
Ooh. My boyfriend keeps on going into the pantry and grabbing handfuls of fettuccine. and eating them raw, and he keeps calling them chips.
Okay. Is your boyfriend here?
Yeah.
You're a monster.
I hope you know I hate this place and I really don't wanna be here.
See, now I figured out my issue. Whenever God was creating me, he put a little dash of beautiful. He must have sauteed me in creativity. But the thing I'm trying to figure out is, why did he need to put a heaping tablespoon of dumbass?
TikToks are over. Thank you so much for watching this video, listening to me talk possibly, or at least just maybe watching some hopefully funny and probably cursed TikToks. If you liked one in particular, please let me know, or if you have like any ideas of ones that I could maybe make, or if you'd like me to make more TikToks for different books, whether Percy Jackson or other books, please let me know, because I love making TikToks. It's so much fun. And that is all I have to say. Tyson is baby. Stan Percibeth. Fuck yeah. Bye.